I haven't taken a day off in a long time, so I'm gonna take a little early one since tonight or this morning was so good, and then next Tuesday, it's my girlfriend has 3 years, so there won't be a stream next Tuesday.
We'll have to
Alright.
get the we'll have to get people to go on the Asian Discord chat.
Yep.
And do like a voice.
Yep. You guys can kind of
Voice
run that
call.
all together.
Yeah. I suppose we'll sort that out.
Yeah. Sounds good. Congrats, Paul. That's a milestone right there.
Thank you. Yeah. It's been a long ride.
Fun ride.
Ups and downs.
Everything can't be fun.
Yep. No complaints here.
Can't be fun all the time.
Oh no, that wouldn't be a real relationship then.
Yeah, that'd be like high on drugs all the time or something.
Yeah, that would just be. I feel like that'd be a lot of lying. If you're happy all the time, and you don't argue, and someone's not telling the truth.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
But I mean, there's probably something out there. Yep. What up, stream? Damn, we jump up. We get viewers quick now.
Right, I'm just gonna like your stream, Paul, before I forget.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, cool. Done it.
Beautiful. Yeah, I got some good tunes today, it seems. Let's see. Tentative.
I'm gonna be back in 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just looking at that with the news and it's kind of turning me off about that.
The what?
The news that's coming out, the tentative news, I don't know what it's about.
Is a monetary policy statement.
Well, I was at that one time. I remember that last month.
Mm-hmm. This looks good. Kind of what I'm seeing as well. I think this level is going to be important for the session tonight. What up, John? Yep, I got you, Clay. So we'll break down a few pairs while we wait for the session to set up. In time is it? In about 15 minutes we'll start breaking down some stuff for some possible options for the session besides GJ. Mirror the move on GJ daily. All the way up. Yeah, we could. We'll see.
I'm listening. I'm just in the background eating dinner. So
Yeah, I think what happens up at this wick is gonna be important, as well as this 2-hour, 4-hour resistance we're at. That could really be a change in direction. I mean, like all the way across the board.
There hasn't really been any real fundamental change, so I don't think we should continue going up and up and up through this resistance.
Nope. I see this as looking like this. We got lower than here. Now we're just kind of back at this resistance here. And then eventually I think we're going to get back to 600 and then come back a little lower, get down into this area here. Maybe even down into here. That's what I'm looking for, but I want to see how we react right here.
If we break this area right here, I think we could come up to like 136,500.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why. I mean, it kind of depends like the stock markets are doing, because if the stock markets are doing bad, then the yen is going to continue to gain strength, and we'll see a further push down. So it kind of, I don't know.
I'd be cautious on any of that. I mean, the stock market has moved up dramatically today, right? I'd be cautious on any more buying of stuff, the GJ, just because it's gone up so much.
Yeah, I think we're going to see sells.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not to say it's not going to happen, but man, I'm telling you what, you don't see days like this where it just goes up and up and up and doesn't do much of a retracement at all.
Yep.
At least in the stock market.
Last time we did, it came down pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we get above here, we can see a short-term move to here for a quick scalp. But I'm just not convinced we're going to get above here. What up, Alex? So I'm real curious to see how we react in this area.
Yeah, the market's already starting to go down. The Dow is starting to go down. The GJ should follow.
Is gold even tradable yet? Are people trading it with spreads yet?
I don't know what the spread is though.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at gold in a long time. So I don't know what the spread is at. I don't know if it's back to normal yet or
I think
not.
I did it at 1711 and 1706 is where I got my positions this morning. So.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I want to know where that guy in Raj's stream this morning that was wanting my IG address so he could show me at the end of the week that gold was going to tank all week. I said, I don't think so. So I told him I wasn't going to give him my IG, but I'd like to have his at this point.
Everyone knows everything on the internet.
It's awesome, man.
I think the dollar may have been affected by the monetary policies that were introduced today as well. Yeah, the Fed announcement at 1 p.m.
Yep.
So I just clicked on that. I think that may have affected the US dollar.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I see some movement going down on GJ a little bit.
We also have the interest rates for the yen coming out today as well. So that will probably move this a lot.
In the monetary policy statement?
Yeah, and the policy rate right below that, that's the interest rate.
Gotcha. Tentative. So yeah, that'll probably come at open.
Yeah, I haven't really seen the policy rate really move it. It's that statement that really does.
Yeah.
If it's hawkish or dovish, then
Yeah, even for any currency really, the policy rate, it's overshadowed by the monetary policy. So it's whatever is said in there is what will move the currency.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could set up for sells under here if we go bearish.
yeah, I'm watching the 15 right now.
Yeah, it's kind of setting up that rocket ship.
Yep.
Then you can take it down to a possible support. It's coming after. Okay. The blue line, Lloyd, is resistance.
Your break is 15 minutes long. I'm taking it.
I think that'll play out.
I kind of got in a little bit early. My fucking finger hit it. Sorry.
I think it looks good to.
We were both the low just now.
I think we're pulling to this. Looks better on the 30. I think Agent Sesson's gonna pull to this wick, and then eventually get to this support. So, and if we pull to this wick, we should just hit support. So.
We're definitely gonna get some volume going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet to around 310 level.
Yep. Yeah. Right in here.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
And just make it secure, get risk free, and maybe you just catch a big move down.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been really holding on to too many runners at all. I kind of like closing my position, taking my money, and walking away.
Yeah, I feel you.
It'd be nice to keep one, because like even when you see Raj's his videos on IG with like a couple of those runners that you just go from Asian to NY and just killer amounts of profit, but I don't know.
I would say just do your own thing, you know.
Yeah, I
Don't
know.
compare yourself to him.
Definitely. No, it's nice seeing that, like, you know.
But yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, like the possibility of that waking up to that would be a great morning, but.
I think if you're gonna hold it, this would be the one to hold, because that's gonna be, if we come down from there, that's gonna be the high that we come down from, which would then be a higher low. So.
Yeah. We'll see how this plays out though right now. But this could still.
It's just a different mindset, though, right? It's a different mindset.
What's up?
It's just a different mindset. It's just a different mindset. Holding is you got to get it. You got to get work your way to that. Especially if you've been scalping for a long time, you gotta work your mind towards that. It's different.
Yeah, just experience like anything. You just gotta do it enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the spreads for this one, okay. My spreads are a little bit high. That's why I'm noticing like, why am I still in a little bit of drawdown and I'm below my entry? But I think I got in with a spread of about 2 pips.
Mm-hmm. So looks like we could fall right down to that support. I think that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we start retracing, see the one bullish candle before, if we get to the bottom of that wick,
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably just start securing around there. That's still above 1%, and I think that's a good area for it to come right before. I've noticed, I don't know, me, like I'll start securing profits just before a level that I have like plotted down, because I've noticed that what will happen with price is it usually comes to these areas that I've plotted down, which I'm pretty sure are pretty significant and a lot of people have them plotted down, and then something happens a couple pips before that and you just go through this emotional roller coaster after that with price.
Yep. Yeah, I think anything at that wick on this candle we're on now, if you secure right before this wick, I think you'll be perfect. I mean, what is that? You got in here, you risked about 10 pips for about 15. I think that's a nice trade if we hit that TP. I think there's more potential downside as long as we hold here. I think it's just a weekly making a top wick. And if we look, I mean, it's technically going bullish right now, but if you look at the daily, we got to get above here, in my eyes, to continue going. So I think this is going to not get here. Going to kind of respect this resistance. That's why this closed like it did right here. And now we're going to continue to fall back. Kind of like this weekly doing a little fake out, you could say, to continue down to weekly support maybe. Longer term. But daily probably somewhere in here, if we don't go up, would be what I'd be looking for.
Yeah, the one trade I took on London last week, on Thursday I believe it was, it kind of did this kind of candle right here where, like on the 15, it made like a higher high and it broke the low, but it closes in the direction that you want it to go, and then after, the next candle just starts
pumping.
Yeah, pumping.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now. Like, I might enter on this next 15 minute.
Yeah, I think if this 15 closes, if it closes bearish, so if we take into account all of our rules we look for, we're bearish at resistance. This is higher time frame, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour resistance as well. So this is a pretty good level. And now if this closes bearish and the next one makes a lower high and doesn't break here and breaks the low, we should have a clean move down to here. I would say maybe a potential reaction at this wick, as this is where price kind of dipped into this little area and then drove off really hard. So maybe just to make sure you get something out of the trade, once you come within that wick, take something off the table, maybe manage your stop, make it risk free, whatever you do. I think that that makes sense, but ideally it would make sense that we followed through this, create support. If we're going to stay bullish, got higher high, higher low, higher high, should follow the support, previous resistance, make support, and go back up, making another higher low. So if we break through here and then we get under here, then we kind of invalidate this whole up down, like higher low move kind of thing. So then we should fall back to there and go like that. Not that high obviously, but just that would be the idea, because then we have this here. But if we get below here, could see something like that and fall into this area. We have this support we kind of took off from in New York session. So if we get under here, or honestly if we get under here, I think we're falling to this support we made in New York session, because I don't see it breaking this and then getting stuck here. Because if we break here, this kind of invalidates all these higher lows, and then we should start to see lower lows and lower highs. So it would make sense that we fall to a better support, because this was kind of just made in the middle of the day. So, and then on top of that, my daily idea is that we are coming down. So that's why I also would believe that if we get under here and we don't form support, we kind of keep coming through, that we should fall to this area with the way the daily looks from what I'm seeing, as well as just this was kind of just formed in the middle of the day without a ton of volume. And this was formed with a ton of volume. It was London and New York volume, so this is going to be a much stronger level than here. That's my idea.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I think since this leg up right here was formed during a low volume time, there's a higher probability that could be corrected. Like at least down to like here.
Yep, and that should be a nice clean drop. Ideally, you would think so. I think any higher low with a good stop loss would make sense to target down here. And yeah, Andy, anything above this 136 being a stronger psychological level, any close above there. I have this little resistance here. I'd prefer a close above here. Just visually, that's what I would prefer to see. I think that would also be a nice buy up to this wick fill, but why are we forming resistance then is kind of what you got to look at.
Especially if you're looking at all those previous bullish candles going up, we've been creating higher highs and higher lows pretty much going all the way up, and now we're finally starting to see some sort of like struggle, right?
Yep.
But we'll see though. This could still turn on me though.
JK Klim. So if we look at the daily and we look and see where we closed, we didn't really fully close above this area, and we have this wick here. So the idea is if we can't get above here, then I think we're going to continue down, especially looking at the weekly. So the way I look at it is price went all the way up. Why did it come all the way back? When we broke out of this really nasty area, why did we come all the way back into it? So until this breaks above here, I think this will be coming back down, but we have to do that first, obviously. As well as on the 2 hour and the 4 hour, we're at a pretty important area here. So this is kind of our 4 hour resistance, which is that blue line you see on the 15 and 30 minute. And this wick made a low right here. So in my eyes, we kind of have our lower low. We should see a lower high, lower than here, to then continue back down to here and fall wherever we fall if we mapped it out on the higher time frame.
I closed the position early to minimize risk. I didn't like how the 5 minute was looking out.
Hmm.
It was breaking highs. It looked like kind of created a little bit of support. And the bullish candle just looks like it's.
How are they closing?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, it could go up, but I don't really. Not convinced yet. I want to see I want to see what happens here.
I like the sells idea. I'm personally waiting to see if we can retest that 600 zone one more time and then hopefully start that push down.
Yeah, I think we just need a bearish higher time frame candle. Like I mean, if we look at the hourly, we don't even have a single bearish candle. So maybe just wait for a bearish hourly. That'll be your best bet, and then take it down unless we close above this area. I think we're gonna be seeing some sort of retracement coming in. $2,300 points on US 30 and 200 on gold.
Yo,
What up, D-boy?
what's up, bro?
Good, bro.
Yo, thanks for the call out, man. Hey, listen, you don't think it's gonna go up to like the 136,000?
Mm-mm. It could, but I just don't like it. That's all.
I was just messing around, Paul. Someone said, let's see if Paul calls me out. I'm like, oh, we'll see if Paul calls me out too. So I was just messing around.
Oh, if I call you out on what?
Oh, a guy said he was up this amount of points on a trade, and they're like, oh, Paul might call you out because you're not showing the chart. I'm like, I'll put mine out there and see if he calls me out too. Just messing around.
Oh, that didn't even cross my mind, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, I was making sure you knew. I was just messing around.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, that was a good call.
I'm not messing around about that. I'm not messing around about the numbers.
Yeah, I mean that candle didn't even have a bottom wick.
No, that was a good call that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. The limits.
This 30-minute close will be good.
Did Harrison? Did he say he was just gonna come back tomorrow or in New York?
What's up?
Did Harrison say he was coming back for New York?
No, you said he'd be back in a couple minutes, I thought.
Oh, I've been back for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I didn't even hear. I didn't even. It was my mic just went a bit fuzzy.
no worries. I was like wondering. I was like, I haven't heard you say anything in a while, but
Oh yeah, no, I'm just waiting here. I don't really like anything, to be honest. I'm not really liking EJ, so I'm not gonna bother with EJ. And GJ, I think for buyers, this 30-minute needs to close above this area here at 650.
Yeah.
It needs to close above because even I just like we had like Paul was saying, we haven't even had like an hourly bearish candle and we haven't really had like a proper pullback. So buys are a bit wary, and even if you were looking for buys now, like where would you place your stop? You know, like it would be 20 pips or whatever, which is just too risky, too big.
Yeah, plus we're right at this resistance, so.
the stock markets went up there was like a 5% range. Like it went down and then went all the way up. It was like a 5% difference. So I think there's like lots of optimism. It seems like so.
Yeah, the other thing I would say as well is that this range, because of the clean traffic to the left, if we break up, then that means that price would have to go bullish for another potentially like 30 pips, and are we going to get that? I'm not sure. Could do, but we have to also be realistic.
Yeah, we could see buys, but I think sells are gonna be the trade.
want to see how these next like 3 15-minute candles form before it opens, see if it consolidates or right here or.
I think you're just on that that once the heel got in, it didn't make a new low to this candle, and I think the 30-minute we just need a higher time frame close versus a 15.
Yeah, I see. I should have waited for a better like hourly bearish candle close or something.
Because now we actually tapped into this resistance, so this is probably going to be a better area versus this line I have. So.
Yeah, I probably would have waited for this 30-minute to close, because although we were bearish on the 15, like see now we probably would have wanted to have waited for like a bearish 30-minute. It would have been a higher confirmation.
100%.
I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, I was a bit aggressive there, but hey.
What, me?
No, I did, because I took a sell, right?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant I was yeah, no. Oh, fair enough.
JK Klim.
Sorry, mate.
I'm just joking. I'm just saying. I'm just joking around. You're being aggressive as well.
Oh, right. No, I couldn't hear you because. Sorry. Yeah, we're all good.
Clem, yeah, I think this purple zone makes sense. That'd be right where support would be here, and then it also lines up over here, so I think that makes sense. This zone makes sense. This one makes sense. I like this here. And then this top one right here, same thing I'm looking at. Yep. Yeah, so yo. So this 30-minute close, if we close weak bullish, I think if we break the low, that could be an entry, but that would mean that there's going to be some good volume right now, which we might not have. So if we break that low and the stop loss makes sense and we didn't break the high, that could be a good entry there. Otherwise, I think if we wait for a bearish 30-minute, as long as we don't break the lows, then that should be good as well.
He has like the entry on the 15-minute, the break of the high.
No, it's that resistance right there. Plus, I think we're coming down.
Do some sort of bigger retest, right?
Yeah, it looks like this, especially if this candle closes the way it does. I think that it's, I think it's going to reject this area. But I think if you're going to take sells, I think the next candle, 30-minute candle, you probably want to see a top wick, and then like Paul said, potentially a break of the low, or wait for like a bearish 30-minute as a better confirmation. But I won't be looking for sells unless we break 135, 300, because it's kind of in my range right now. So to me, it's just ranging unless we break up or we come back down and break below, which would then invalidate the support that we've sort of created since market open as well.
But if you're looking for sells, you're looking for sells because of the exhaustion. I mean, it's been going up all day. And
yeah.
So the main point for that would be just exhaustion, and it's got to retrace.
Yeah,
so I think that would be the main reason you'd look for it.
Yeah, no, you're right. It does need to retrace, but me personally, even if we was to close bearish here, to me it would be still in that range. So I don't trade ranges. I personally will wait for a break to the downside, which I still think, you know, if we're going to pull back, I think we're not just going to pull back down to 300 and continue moving up. I think that we're going to break that, and then we're going to continue further down to maybe like 135 flat, or
there was a comment in the stream, why are you looking for sells? And my answer to that would just be because it's exhaustion. I mean, you're selling at a high, right?
Yeah, I suppose
you're selling an asset at a high. So I think that was an answer to the question in the stream, is you're just selling an asset at a high, just like a house, right? When the house goes up a lot, you sell it at a high.
Yeah, it could work. I mean, you know, a lot of people, if you're looking for a rejection of a top, then yeah, I mean, as long as price stays below that area, then your sells are valid. So yeah, it does work, but just the way I look at things, even if we start going bearish here, for me we're still in this range. So obviously I don't want to be dicking around and getting stopped out, or I want to safer bet below that support that we've created. But I totally agree. Like, obviously, the way that it's been moving up, I think that if you get a strong hourly in your favor, then I think that would be a good, like you say, like a sign that we're maybe going to start pulling back. So yeah, I think that could work out.
Too, that's rejecting. And when it starts rejecting, I wouldn't do it yet. But the minute you start seeing rejection candles, it's going to go down some, maybe just to go up again. But you start seeing rejection, I would at least try it. I would at least try it. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it definitely could work.
But the guy in the comments like, why would you even consider that? And I'm thinking, well, you consider it because it's at a really big high, so that's why you consider it. Not necessarily take it right now, but you at least consider it.
Yeah, no, especially if you're scalping, you don't need to. If you're only looking for say 10 pips, then yeah, it works. If you target back down to that support, I mean that's like 25 pips. So yeah, that does work. But yeah. So yeah, it could work.
Yep, Con, I think this looks good. This is kind of what everyone's looking for, is 30 or 1 hour close above this area. I think is what most people are looking for. I think we could see some sort of fake out up here as long as we don't break this area. So, what up, JB? Yeah, it could go up. I think sells make more sense.
Yeah, I think this 30-minute needs to make a bit more of a top wick.
Yeah.
But we, it might not, but I do like to generally see a wick to either the up or down.
Yep, so this is something I've been looking at for a while for like Asian session, is we have all these higher lows being made, and now this one's kind of like the higher time frame higher low, so on the 4 hour we kind of down, up, down, up, down, and now we're back to this resistance. So if we don't get above here, this higher low would still be, or lower high would still be valid. We would just need to see that lower low, which this kind of tells me that the fact that it broke below everything, that we should end up pulling back towards that, as long as we don't get above here. Is kind of the idea I'm looking at. So then on the 30-minute, the thing I've noticed is this is our area here, and this is kind of our last bit of resistance before we get there. So if this doesn't hold, it makes more sense that we break through here, and then we would be going up a lot more. So that's why I'm so concerned about what happens here, is this is kind of the last 30-minute, 1 hour little area to be concerned with till we get up to here. So as long as we respect this, I think we're gonna come back down. Plus with how the daily looks, it just looks like it's coming down more than going up. So we'll wait on this 30-minute.
I'm gonna wait for at least 135.356 to break on the downside for sells, which is the hourly low. And then other than that, if we break above the 670 region, kind of break that retest, kind of form the support around that area, that would be the area if I'm looking for buys. But
Gotcha.
yeah, now I'm gonna play it safe. I'm disappointed by taking the trade. I don't know why I took that. That wasn't my style. I don't know why I was so aggressive there for some reason.
Oh,
Yep.
can you go over the fact why you think this is gonna head down based off the daily?
Just the way that the last daily closed. So we closed like right in this area.
Oh, okay.
So the daily, I just think this should have happened above here for what I'm looking at. So
Because the way I was looking at it is see how we had the doji there kind of,
mm-hmm.
and the next one did like the didn't do the wick flip, but did half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking like that's like that previous daily candle chose which way price was gonna go. So I see that you're looking more to the left now.
Yep. So if we break above here, then yeah, I think we're gonna see a return to 139 area. But this, when the 30-minute, when it does wick fills, more times than not, that candle fills it right away, or it leaves a wick or something like that. But this one didn't get up here, so I think this one's just gonna wick up lower than this one and then come down, because these two candles are still within this candle, and this one actually broke down below here too. So there is a little bit of a gap there, so maybe it technically didn't break below, but we didn't break above, so we're still within this one daily candle. So if we can't break above here, which would also line up with that little resistance we have on the 30-minute, then we should break the low, and that would mean we come down. So since we broke up, it would make sense that we do something like that. But just the way everything's setting up, I think we're going to see something like that.
Got it. Thanks for that.
Yep.
I think the market structure as well, on the daily. I mean, we've seen like 5 bearish daily candles in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then these last 2 or 3 daily candles, the market structure, it just kind of looks like, it doesn't look like it's about to go on like a bullish run. It just kind of looks like it's kind of correcting after coming down all last week. And then, so yeah, let's watch for these key levels right here to see if we either respect them or break above them.
Alright, Sharma. Okay, entry once you get above there. Yep, that'll then be above there, and that'll be breaking that daily area we were talking about. TP right there. Yeah, this looks really good. We've been having some really, really good charts lately. That looks perfect. And then stop loss will be set once price is there, I'm assuming, so you can kind of take advantage of the stop loss size. If we break 600, would I reconsider? So we're kind of already above it, but if we start to make lower lows, no. If we close above here and we get above these wicks here, then I would say we're gonna head up to here. But this line and these wicks, this zone, is what I'm waiting to see how we react. 700, okay. Yep, yeah, 700 is exactly where I'm looking at, right at these wicks here. Yep. Yeah, so then I would reconsider. Even though my 2-hour rule is normally, it would be bullish and sells under here. There's just don't like this. So, and looking most recent, if we break above here, which is that wick on the 30-minute, our next target is here, and then next target would be here. So this line is gonna, if we form support here and we go up, then we're gonna be heading up to here. But if we close back bearish and this next 2-hour closes bearish and doesn't break this high, then this is gonna be like a fake out, you could say, to then continue back down. So we'll see what happens.
What do you see like the best case here if you were looking for buys is if this 15-minute or 30-minute closes bearish, right, and then the next one breaks the high, creating support, that'd be like the best case, right, indicating that we're going to continue going up.
Break the low, you
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean if you're looking for buys, so like that'd be like the best case, right, because that indicates like it created some sort of support to continue going up.
Yep, I think that would make sense. I mean, I think if you broke this bearish wick, you'd be good. So any close above here, or if open, just launches it and takes it up. Maybe you could put a buy stop here with a 10 pip stop or whatever you're comfortable with and take it up. to resistance, take it up this candle. I mean, that'd be a nice 20, almost 30 pip trade if we get there. So
Hey, Paul, I got a question for you about your resistances kind of to the left there.
yep.
You're kind of eyeing that 700 level. Can you just sort of explain, like, so for me, I've kind of got that buys. I haven't taken any, but I've got that sort of 652, I believe, level, which is where the top of those two on the left, where the full bodies, not the wicks, go.
Yep.
Why are you you're just thinking that wick is a stronger confirmation of a buy if it breaks above the wicks?
Yep, because this is kind of like what I would consider the last thing that should hold price under for us to kind of confirm lower highs to come down on the higher time frame. So if these wicks can't stop it, then I don't think anything will until we get up to here. So a close
Okay, so
above.
just sort of a.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, just sort of like pretty much an extra confirmation, making sure we clear those wicks before you're looking for buys.
Yeah. So if we close, like, let's say we close right here where my cursor is, and then the next candle doesn't make a new high and it comes back down, then it's not like we broke above here or we had a super good close or we closed above, that means we're going up, because that's not how I see it. So like if we close above and then we just come right back down, kind of like something what this is doing, then then I don't get stuck in anything like that.
Okay.
That's all.
I gotcha. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. So if we had a good close above where it was like closing near these wicks and then we broke the high of that previous candle, then I would take it at that previous candle as it's so close to these that it shouldn't be making higher highs coming into this if this is going to be resistance. Because if you look at, we talked about this after the live stream yesterday, and it probably would have been really good to do it on stream, but it just didn't happen. When we so-called sell a support or buy a resistance, you need to look at the candles. So when you come to a support or resistance, if you come to a support, candles start to make higher lows. So we see this, we came to support, candles make higher lows. Candles don't make lower lows into a support that they're going to respect. That's not how it works. Same thing with resistance. You don't come into resistance and continue to make higher highs and higher lows and hold. If you make higher highs, higher lows into a resistance, you break through resistance. Except for the very few times where you get that random kind of like kick you in the nuts wick and then it comes back down. But that's too far in between to worry about that. So that's the idea of anticipating the break, is because this wicked into our resistance level. So now if we see a close above here and continued higher highs and higher lows, that's how you can kind of anticipate that resistance will break.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
This morning I got one of those kick you in the nuts wicks.
Really?
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit on the 15 minute, I think you can go on the 30 minute as well. Or on the 15 minute.
Oh yeah, it was these ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was these ones right here.
I saw that.
Yeah, I got kick you in the nuts wick. I thought this one was going to continue up right away, and then we had this huge bottom wick right here, and it came below the 15 minute, the current 15 minute at that time. And I just got kick you in the nuts wick. So it doesn't work all the time.
But it's so far in between. Like, when was the last time that happened to you? Do you even remember?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. It's worth taking it when it is creating higher highs and higher lows at a zone that you would like to respect. You should always take it because the probabilities are in your favor.
Yep. So like.
Hi, Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a question. Like when the day was ending, it was the candle was touching the daily resistance. That was around 135, 300. Okay, so now the candles are up from that resistance. So you are expecting the bearish trend. So do you think because the daily it became the daily support now? So do you think that it will be easy to break that support?
This one right here at the 135, 300 area?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this part up I believe, is just the daily top wick, and this one right here, it kind of closed within these wicks, and I'm just not convinced. That's all. And if we if this gap wasn't here, I don't know if this lower low would actually be here. So right now I see these daily candles just sitting in between this bearish doji. We haven't broke above or below. So if Asian session doesn't break above, I believe we're going to break the low. Because otherwise we have this bullish candle, which means we should go up. So we should come and break this. But if we don't, then I think we're going to be coming down. Did that answer that, or did I go off track?
No, your answer is right.
Yep. Yeah. So I would say that because I think the daily is going to be continuing lower, and if we're looking in terms of like stronger supports, this New York, London, kind of also Asian resistance yesterday on Sunday level is right here. So this is kind of a important and super strong level, as those sessions have more volumes, and that's where this was created. So I think we should see a break through these two levels, and then we'll see a better decision made from here.
Thank you.
Plus on GJ, this wick really stands out to me. Price, whenever I see this kind of stuff, it always pulls back to it. So with that, as well as the higher time frame and resistance, I just believe we're pulling back to this wick, and then obviously that would be down to this support. And if we have volume, some good Asian session volume, I would say we break through here as well.
That wick is the bottom of that wick is the 2-hour low.
Yep.
It's exactly the 2-hour low. So that's why I'm really looking for the hourly low to be broken, whereas that would be my target. That was the case.
This is a random, not random question. This is a question related to wicks, but not any trade as of right now. Pretend you see a wick, like a wick fill on the 30-minute right here, right? And then on the daily, you know, you have the wick fill to the top. Do you, is there any, like, have you seen anything where like a daily wick fill is stronger than like a 30-minute wick fill? Or no, there's like no correlation at all?
Yeah, there could be. I mean, I've never directly looked at it. I just think for Asian session specifically, that 30-minute wick makes more sense. And if we do pull to it, then we're obviously not going up to fill this daily wick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And we have this bearish candle forming with no even attempt to go up yet. At this resistance we've been kind of watching for. So that makes me think maybe this up move is over and we're going to start pulling down until we see further higher highs in the candles.
Got it. So it's like it doesn't necessarily depend on like what time frame the wick is. It's more of the situation that you're in, like, and where the zones are.
Yep. So it's more than just what wick is stronger. There's a few other things that you kind of got to look at, and it's more so just experience in Asian session of just what I've seen happen over and over and over again. So and this looks like we're going to break that 30-minute low, which was go ahead.
I was thinking about taking it on the break of the 15 right now, just because we've been consolidating, and we just kind of did a little fake out to the upside, and we're at resistance right now, and we're breaking lows, but I don't think I'm gonna take it.
Took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say, I think if you get below this bullish candle, and you put your stop up here, I think you're gonna be safe for the session as long as we get below. I think breaking the 30-minute wick would be better than the 15, just because the difference is so small. So you're an extra 2 pips for better confirmation. I think that makes more sense, because when this one wicked down here and it kind of tapped this area, we had a nice little drive up, and then obviously we came right back below. So I think if you get below here, this area is not going to phase price, and then there won't be any worry of price driving up again. Because if it's going to drive up again, it's going to stay above this wick here. So I think if you do break this wick, we're gonna be coming to this support. Because like you just said, this is kind of like a little fake out, which is exactly what I was thinking would happen. But I was thinking we were going to see this on the 30-minute above here, but still under here. And it just happened to be on the 15-minute tapping into this area, closing above and right back under here. So I think if I were to take that sell, what would stop be? Yeah, it's 15.
Would you not say wait for the 30-minute close to get a better entry with the stop loss, I mean?
You could. Yep.
That way you have a 30-minute in your direction instead of a 15-minute.
Yep.
And then if it breaks a low, like it's clean at least to the lower zone you have there.
Yep. But for a quick little scalp, I think that low to there makes a lot of sense.
I'm not gonna take it right now just because it doesn't follow my plan 100%.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna come down right now.
Yeah, this is gonna fall down to here. This is probably gonna be one big candle. But what would be really good to see is the next one be that weak bullish close we like to see, and then the break of the low of that to then finish that. So the move that's going to happen for Asian session is going to be, in my eyes, from up here down to here. So we'll see how these candles set up, but that is what I would be looking for, because then we have this is our little box. And like we said earlier, we don't come to support and make lower lows and lower highs. That's not how support works. If we come to support and we make lower lows and lower highs, we break support. So if this respects this low, which I might have broken actually already, then it makes more sense that we're going to break through support and then hold. Unless this is the one-time random wick that we spoke about earlier.
Kick you in the balls wick.
Kick you in the nuts wick. Yeah.
I'm gonna look for hourly to close in my direction to even look at sells.
Yep, I think last time when we had something like this, that would have been the best bet as well. So, if this hourly closes bearish, then I think you're gonna see some nice sells for Asian session, maybe even down to here, because on the hourly this is clean all the way down. So,
and then it would make sense because then it's creating lower highs.
Yep, exactly.
So that would make sense. So for me, I'm looking for hourly to close, because if it hourly doesn't close in my direction, but then the next 30 minutes breaks the high, then I feel like we're gonna continue up to this fill.
Yep.
So as of right now, I'm buys until hourly close in my direction, which will be Asian open too, which will be nice.
Yep, I like it. Hi, Frankie.
Nice.
You took a buy, or that will be. Come on, Frankie, you can't be sending this kind of crap. Not even gonna look at that. You've been here way too long to send that, and you've been winning way too many trades to send a chart like that too. So.
Frankie Calazon.
Unbelievable. I'm a magician. He's just like, Paul, what do you think? How's this look? That's how you get demoted. But we still have 37 minutes of this hourly. We could, if we break above here, we're going to have a much better chance to continue up. But going to depend how we close. 30 minutes should give a good idea.
You want to do gold for a minute, Paul, while you wait?
Yep. Can you annotate yet?
No.
God damn it.
Remember, I'm dumb. Treat me like a 12-year-old. I'm dumb.
You gotta learn. Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A 12-year-old probably could do it actually. So.
It's really on your phone. I'm trying to think of where. It
If you
should
go
be.
to the 1 hour on gold.
It should be on the bottom. Yep.
So you go to the 1 hour on gold. It's consolidating right there, right? It's not been able to get past this area right here.
Yep.
So several hours, but it came from above, so it's probably going to break out above. But resistance is at 1735 to me, and support is down at 1721. So I'm not going to buy again unless it goes down to 1721, and I wouldn't consider selling unless it goes to 1735 and rejects 1735. If we break above 1735 and then retrace back to 1735, I can buy it back up to 45, 55, and 65. But I can't do anything until it either hits one of those two levels.
Gotcha.
Would you look at sells from?
Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense.
I was gonna say, would you look at sells from like 1725 where he drew the line at?
Well,
Like
that
this
was my
area?
level. That was
No,
my level.
So I'm a little bit different again. So it's just a little bit different. I never sell as the market's going down, and I never buy as the market's going up. For me, the way I do it, it has to be, in order to sell it, the market has to be going up. That's like cardinal rule number one for me.
You like
So
buying
it's
and
a
selling
little
the
bit
dips.
different.
You're buying the dips
Yes.
basically.
Right. That doesn't mean if it breaks above the 1727, right, and then pulls back to 1727, I can buy that because it's pulling back, right? It's going down. But I can't buy it because it breaks above 1720. Like if it were to break above this level now, I can't buy it.
Got it.
For
got it.
me, I would want to see it break above and then pull back. Yeah. But it's a little bit different. But gold is still, like we've been saying for months, again, buy every dip, right?
Yeah, gold's a
So
whole other beast.
We're making higher lows on the 1 hour, right? Higher lows on the 1 hour. So
Yeah,
until that
yeah.
pattern changes, you keep buying those dips, and I think that dip would be at maybe 1725, 1721. You buy it again.
And then you just take it up to the top and then close the trade up? Or would you hold it?
Well, so let's say you get into 1725. Okay, let's play that scenario out, and then it gets up to 1735, right? That's
Yeah.
the next resistance. I'm not going to close the trade right there. I'm going to move my stops to in profit because I want to give it time to see if it can break 1735. So as soon as it gets to 1735, I don't want to close it. I want to give it time because if it breaks 1735, it can go up further, right? So I'm going to give it a couple hours, 3 or 4 hours to see if it just starts to reject. If it starts rejecting, I might close it. I'll just even tighten my stops up even a little bit. Probably want to something in case it really starts to. My general rule is once I'm up $3 or $4, which would at 1725 would be 1728 or 1729, or 30 or 40 points, right? People call it different. I'm always setting my stop to break even, and as it goes further in my favor, I'm just moving my stop up by +2, then +4, then +6, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you get to the point where you're +8 or +60, +80 points. At that point, it really doesn't matter, does it? What it does is you're guaranteed this set amount, and if that's what makes you comfortable, that's great, but you leave some because you want to see if it can, spike up.
It's almost like how you look at runners in a way.
Yeah, it is. It's the exact same thing. But you always want to protect your profit, right? Always.
That's the main thing.
But then I like to leave something just in case. I mean, that one at 1706 this morning and 1711. I want to leave. Maybe I take my 1711 out for profit, and then I leave my 1706 at +5, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends. But I want to see if it can break this level right now. If it retraces back down, then I've already made profit on it, so it doesn't really matter. But I still think we're going to 1800 at least.
Yeah, if it breaks support, I think you're going to see some more downside down to possibly 1719 or even up to like 1722. So it'd be really quick scalps, but still nice 20 pips right there. But,
and if it went back to 1704, that's fine too. I mean, if it goes back to 1704, I'll buy it again. That's just fine. You're getting a really good price to buy an asset, so I would buy it. I don't know if it'll get that low, but I definitely want to keep buying every dip until it tells me not to. I guess the bull analysis is not real hard.
Like in the long game, that makes sense. Like you just buy the dips and let it ride up. Buy the dips and let it ride up.
Right. Again, because like we've been saying for months, every higher time frame is bullish, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So until that pattern changes, you buy every dip, and you just keep riding it and riding it until it tells you not to. And eventually, it'll tell you not to, and you'll lose. But you'll have made so much money riding those long-term trends. If you lose a couple times, it's not a big deal either.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
I mean, on the US 30, I lost twice yesterday, 200 points on the US 30 twice yesterday for 400 points, and then did 2,300 today because the trend changed, and I saw the trend change. I just kept buying every dip, buy dip, buy dip, buy dip. So I lost 400 last night, but then got 2,300 today. So just by following strong trends, right?
Yeah.
Find that strong trend and ride that trend.
Yeah, I think if this hourly bullish candle gets broken, sells
I think
under
this
there,
could flip.
sells under there makes sense.
I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but look at GJ.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It's
think
about
it's
to
gonna
make a
flip.
Yeah.
EJ's gone bullish as well, above resistance.
Yeah, we could see that
So-
move up.
So if you can find, even on the DJ, right, any of those, if you can find that higher time frame trend and ride the trend until it changes, it makes it really easy.
Well, I think the trend is sort of bullish, I suppose, on GJ.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a.
And we still don't have a bearish hourly, so no
That's
higher
true.
time frame resistance has been made.
Yeah.
I was gonna say earlier that what I was looking at it is if you see GJ where it's kind of made a high, formed support, and respected previous highs. So I'm thinking like, you know, I suppose it potentially could be bullish up to 13600.
I'm looking at it.
It made a high, and then if it forms support here.
Where did you say that? 136 what?
Well, I'm looking at a target like 13600
Yeah.
for buys.
Adrian,
Right,
this looks good,
like-
Adrian. I like this. I think Asian session is gonna either push us up or take us down. I don't think we're gonna see a range. But if we do, this would make sense. I just don't think Asian session is gonna range today.
I'm looking at an entry at the previous hourly high.
Yeah, definitely the hourly, not this 30, because we could break above here and respect the hourly, and then we're coming back to fill, because this one still made a lower low and a lower high. So if we break on the hourly, then it makes sense that we should come fill here, and then that would be breaking of us above and taking us up, because this hourly still didn't really try and go up yet. So it could make a little top wick and then close bearish still.
And then the difference between the. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. The difference,
sure.
there's like
Cool.
2 pips. That's all I want to say.
Yep.
I was just gonna say what I'm looking at is what I usually look at is I'm looking at see those wicks to the left, like I know Paul was saying earlier, but about, you know, once we get beyond that, it's the, like I was saying yesterday, it's the higher probability setup. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, if this bullish candle comes up and breaks those, you know, maybe you could say risk 1% less with a 14 pip stop if it continues the way it does. That's be something maybe I'm looking at.
Yep.
Just while I'm seeing it happen, I'm like, right, okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Frankie, here we go. That's a little better. Possible
Yeah,
buys, get a break. Sells, solid break there. Yep, so we're just in this little box right here. So whichever way we go will be the move for Asian session now. 27 minutes till open. Remember, before open we get a pullback. So maybe the pullback is to make this top wick, and then we close bearish. So
Yeah, I'd love to see like a break. Hold on, can I draw this? Yeah, like a break and retest.
mhm.
Yeah, I think I want to take EJ if we break some highs right now, just because the market structure is a little bit better. But we don't have as clean traffic to the left as we do on GJ. I don't know. I'm just trying to. I don't really know which one to take for buys. If we do go for buys, which one would you? Obviously, you would take GJ, Paul, but Harrison.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I was gonna say, looking on EJ. If you was looking to take EJ buys, I would probably wait till we're getting closes around the 850 level, because once we're past that little area there, that's breaking. There's like 3 wicks that sort of taps into that area, and then if you look further left, it's like a resistance. So once we're getting above there, then we are clean up to say 122,200, or you know, you can easily get 15 pips down at like 122,040, like a support area. But if it price ignores that, then you've got potentially 34 pip range.
I'm about to enter. There you go. I'm in.
Got him for buys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Did you put your stop loss?
Thanks,
Just
Harris.
below,
No worries, man. That's what I would say.
just below the current 30-minute.
Gotcha. 13 pip stop. See that?
It's 9 pips.
Oh, 9 pips. Yeah. Sorry. I'm waiting for a little bit more up move. I'm getting with a little bit of a pullback and a break.
Yeah, I'm thinking if this 30-minute continues where it doesn't, think it could do the potentially push up. Especially if it breaks those wicks, I think it could run.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. I've been thinking that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, you know, I've had 2 wins already to start the week. I can put 1% on it. It's not going to be a, you know, if your sales, you know, if the sales is correct, then that's fine.
Oh.
I think I might have an entry soon.
The only reason why I took it at the hourly break is because, 1 second, sorry. I looked at the previous 30 minutes. See how it came down but closed week bearish? I looked at that as it creating support, and like depending on what happened with the next candle, so it could have created resistance or support. But the fact that we broke the 30-minute high was broken almost instantly, but the fact that we broke the hourly high, I'm looking at that created support to continue heading up.
Yep, because we don't make higher highs and higher lows into resistance if it's resistance.
Yeah.
So if we can't get above here, and this starts to pull back and flip, I would be looking to exit. Because this wick now has gotten to here. We have not broken either of those wicks yet. And that is the area I was concerned with. So if you're in it already, if this comes back and starts to flip, just manage it. But I think your best bet is going to be above either this one or this wick here.
Yep. No, I get what you mean.
We have 666 viewers. Wow.
Oh, nice.
6.
I hope this just breaks a wicks to the left before Asian Open, and that way I'd feel more comfortable with my trade.
Yep, if it does, then we're probably going to see this push up before open.
Looks
Yep.
like
So looking good so far. It'd be a nice buy for you. Yep, that looks good. I think. Yep.
I'm 5 pips up already, but I want to at least get to 9 to even close anything.
Oh yeah, I think your nice target would be right here to secure and then maybe leave a runner go. But that's beautiful buy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just got in with EJ too on once I broke the 15-minute high. So
Yeah, I'm in GJ.
This thing's gonna pump before open.
Paul, you didn't get in anywhere?
No, I'm taking the night. I'm not trading tonight.
Oh, say word.
Yep, this morning was too good. I'm gonna just chillax tonight. But if I were buying, the buy would have been either above here or above this wick here, probably on the hourly, because the idea would be, why did we break this hourly to then reject this area?
Yeah.
Yep, and then it'd probably be risk free right now, but I think it looks good.
Close.
Because the probability of this pulling all the way back and flipping and then closing bearish, I think is much less likely than price continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. So
I think we saw a nice liquidity kind of liquidity right there.
I mean, this candle's still got 22 minutes, so. You know,
so maybe wait for this.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in the last 5 do the
GG dance.
do the pump. So let's
talk
just,
about it.
Yeah, we're in it. So well, I'm in it.
I got in when after we filled the wick.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm just gonna yeah, just you know, don't look at the thing yet. You know what price is doing.
I just want to go
chill.
break even.
Yep, exactly, Frankie. We've been talking about this the whole time. And if you took it on the hourly break, you're in some good profit now. If you took it on the break of those wicks we were looking at, you're probably still in some profit. So,
Yeah.
If you
you are definitely looking like this should be a very nice buy. And because we have this volume, so we talked about earlier, hourly and 30-minute candles do not typically break highs and lows of previous when there's no volume. So the fact that we broke 2 minutes, or we broke the hourly, and we broke this area that should have been what kept price down, I think before open we're going to reach this level here. So
That's what I'm looking to secure as well.
yeah, because I mean there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So this candle should just copy what that candle does. Yep. TP, if I was in this trade, first TP, I would be securing 80% right here. So that would have been, I risked 6 pips and I'd be securing at 26. So a nice little 4-to-1 trade. That'll set your week up very nice.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Close to securing right now.
Yep. And if you're not in it yet, maybe wait for price to pull back. Hopefully it doesn't have too much volume and it pulls back. But the way it's looking, it looks like we have some good volume and we're going to continue. Maybe in the next 15-minute wick, you get in something there with a stop loss down here. But I think the entries were right here or right here for the sensible entries.
Yeah,
Dow's
I
going
think
nuts.
it's gonna run. I think
Yeah.
GJ's gonna run.
Yep. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm up about 6 pips.
Beautiful.
I'm up 15 pips right now.
Very nice. Very
Yeah, we're
nice.
pushing. God, this is gonna be my 3rd win for the week already.
Nice.
So we like to hear some, man.
Nice. We've been
Yeah, come on, man. That is a good start to the week.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
Very happy.
Yep. We talked about it the whole time. We were for sells. We were waiting for a bearish hourly. Hourlies have continuously made higher highs, higher lows, and there's nothing here. So those were the buys of the session. And obviously we were leaning towards sells, but we were waiting to see something that made sense. Selling this bearish candle didn't make any sense unless we had a stronger bearish close or a break of the low here, which would have been a pretty difficult move to do. But yeah, that looks like that should hit TP pretty nice.
Yeah, and I set my entry before I even took it at the break of the hourly. And if someone did catch those entry same entry as me, you could have secured at 1-to-1. I secured 50 positions just above 1-to-1, like at 14 pips, leaving the rest at run a break even. So if it hits a break even, you still got profits at the end of the day.
Yep, and I believe I pulled up Frankie's chart as well, and he had the same idea. Yep. So if we look at the chart I just had, is there a time on here somewhere? Well, he had it right here. So he sent this chart before that 30 minutes or 15, before that 30-minute close. Possible buys if we get a break above, 12 pip stop. And then if we look at his chart he just sent, the man took the buys. I think you could have had a better stop loss, but that's just the way I trade it. So maybe on the next one, Frankie. Regardless, that was a phenomenal trade. But right now, you got maybe a little over 1-to-1. So you could have put your stop right under here. Maybe that was a little tight. So maybe you just put it like at the body. So we'll say like that. For that, you just set your week up. This is probably 3.5 to 1 R to R, where this is a little over 1-to-1. So, but either way, good trade just in terms of maximizing your profit and taking advantage of stop loss placement. I think once we broke above that hourly, so obviously our target is much higher. So I'll draw it on the screen.
Did you secure anything?
No, I didn't secure anything yet. No, I'm gonna let it do its thing.
Yeah, it's gonna pull back a little bit. So if you took it on
It's
a
only
break,
1%, so.
Yeah. So if you took it on the break of the hourly, that's a higher time frame high being broken. You could have put it on this 30-minute here, because if this comes back and flips, why did it go all the way up to come all the way back and flip if it's going to continue up? So if you look at and we're targeting, let's just say we're going to target right here. So just a little perspective on taking advantage of your stop loss. We're going to put the exact same trade in, and then just give you a little.
Let's go. I got the same trade as Paul. If you would have taken it.
A little perspective on how you can capitalize on your wins. So same exact trade, same entry, same target. We'll say same risk percentage on the same sized account, but this person had their stop loss below the previous candle. So you see this is a 1.35 for to catch it all the way up here. You're getting just over 1-to-1. You take this trade, this is almost 4, and where it's at right now, you can secure 2-to-1. Whereas this, taking it all the way here, you're still barely getting 1-to-1. So taking advantage of that stop loss placement and really understanding what makes sense is going to be the best trade. Because if, like we were saying, if this one comes back and flips and breaks here, personally, I want out of that trade. So if this is where I want out of the trade, this is where I put my stop loss, not down here. So if it comes and does that, then I don't care what it does after that. It takes me out, I lose, whatever. But if my idea is right, I just got an awesome, almost 4-to-1 R-to-R trade. Sets up your week super nice. So little things like that, trade management, risk management, and then your stop loss placement really can change the game for making profits.
Yeah, I think we're good on buys, to be fair. I think this 15 should make
What,
a
in
little.
this?
Yeah, I like the way this 15's, straight away form with no top wick, creating that bottom wick to start with. I think it's gonna. I'm
So
hoping
it's a 2-hour
it's gonna
wait.
continue up, and then I can secure.
I think this is going all up to 136. 136 flat.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, see, this 15 minutes looks like it wants to flip already.
Yeah,
That's
Really nice.
it's feeling 2-hour wait.
Yeah, but just looking at the 30-minute alone, there's nothing to the left. Like, what's gonna
Exactly.
stop it? The only thing, if you did get in slightly later and you went break even, is I would say just maybe possible when the Asian Open happens, like a slight pullback to continue going up.
Yep.
That's the only thing I would say that's against this trade. Unless GJ does some crazy stuff, dumps like 30 pips right now.
We don't need to do that, guys.
Y'all have a good night.
See you later, Clive.
Peace.
You too, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm a little butthurt right now.
Why?
Because I took EJ instead of GJ, and I would have had a nice, like Paul said, like a 3-to-1 or like a 2-to-1 at least on GJ with the smaller stop under the 15. And I took EJ, and it's just a little bit above a 1, so 1-to-1. So this
My
happened.
Sorry, Dorian, don't you think EJ was just so messy to the left? Because as it was coming down, it was just creating lower highs. So it just now that you're going up, that's multiple resistances that you just got to break. So don't you think that was almost like messy to the left on the hourly?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I liked the current structure at resistance. When it was at resistance, I liked the structure better than GJ. So that's why I decided to take it over GJ, because the current 15-minute structure just looked better for like a spaceship takeoff through resistance. Kind of, that was my thinking.
15
But
minute? Okay.
you're absolutely right. I would have been pretty much out of the trade by now. I thought if I had traded GJ.
Yeah, I see the 15-minute structure that you're talking about, where it closed. It was on a bearish close, right? And then it broke the high. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and then it closed above the high right there, which I really liked. So.
The only thing I would say that too is, like, if you look at the higher time frames, the 30-minute, still closed bullish there. So like the higher time frames, there was no sort of any bearish close and then break with a bearish close, which is like a stronger confirmation. Like, see how this 30-minute close bearish, and then we broke the high. That's a stronger confirmation if it was like a bullish close and it breaks the high. That's what I personally think.
Oh, so you like the snap back above like a bearish close candle?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a snapback. Like, see how this closed bearish, and like the next this current 30-minute created a bottom wick and it broke the high. Like, that to me is sort of stronger confirmation if it was just a bullish close. Because if it was a bullish close, most likely it's going to break the high. But if it was a bearish close, it shouldn't technically break the high to continue going down. You get what I mean? Like how Paul was saying today.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, this happened to me yesterday as well, where it's a little bit better than a 1-to-1 for EJ. So I'm just gonna start taking GJ when it's kind of setting up like this, because it's better risk to reward.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're very, what's the word?
I don't understand how come it's pulling back so much, man.
It's a very high percentage win rate. I said that wrong, but you get the idea. It's a very good, consistent trade to take. As if traffic's clean to the left, they work out very, very well.
Yeah, I think it's more like if you see traffic clean to left, not necessarily like, it's like the risk to reward. Even if it's like playing you risk 5 pips and you got 5 pips, that's still 1-to-1 at the end of the day. It's more as like if you see clean traffic to the left, I would say.
Yep. Yeah. So the R to R you can capitalize on is incredible. So on this one, if we would have did the 30-minute break, which I wouldn't have done, I would have did the hourly.
It's just 2 pip difference, nothing major.
Yeah. So you could have risked 5 pips and got 18. So that's that wick right there. Just this little move up, and you still have another 18 pips up, 19 pips up. You could have secured a 3-to-1 trade just in this little move up.
Yeah, that was my trade on EJ, the 15-minute, below the 15-minute, current 15-minute stop loss below there, which would be 5 pips, and then I would have secured 3-to-1. So yeah, the risk reward is just incredible, GJ.
Yeah.
So
yep.
He's got a lot of explosive background to it as well.
Yep.
That is true.
So it's very aggressive.
Yeah, especially when it breaks, like if a bullish breaks a bearish candle or a bearish breaks a bullish candle. So we see this little move up here once we broke here. This push we had up here once we broke here. Same thing, we have a bullish candle, we broke it and we got nice move. Same thing, broke this bullish wick here, nice move. I actually caught that sell last week. That would have been an incredible way to end the week on Friday. But same idea. Once we broke these bullish candles, had a decent move. Broke this bullish one here, big move. So that's something I've noticed as well, especially on the higher time frames like that.
yeah, I decided to really focus on GJ ever since, let's see, March 24th, March 23rd, around there. And I've just been like studying just GJ, and I'm kind of deviated from it a little bit by training EJ, but I want to get back to training GJ because really there's nothing really like GJ. I mean, it's just a great pair. When you get the direction right, it'll just keep moving.
Yep.
It really moves in all 3 sessions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then you got to focus more on it then.
I've been testing UCAD, but I might hop off of it. It's been good, but it doesn't have the same wicks as GJ.
A lot of news that affects that pair as well, though. So you gotta watch it.
Yeah. As of right now, I've been fine. I think I don't know exactly, but I'm like I have to look into how many trades I've taken, but like, you know, I see GG had these massive wicks and we break the wicks, and that's more of our confirmation and that on the strategy. Like, I'm not sure, like, your plan's slightly different, but like that's the strategy you usually take right when it breaks the wicks.
Talking to me?
Sahil.
Oh, sorry, brother, my bad. Yeah, no.
Like, you take it when it breaks the wicks, right?
Yeah, but like in this case particularly, like I like when it breaks and kind of retests and then breaks the next candle's high. But in this case, once it broke those wicks, I felt like it was an area where volume is gonna come in and push price up. It's kind of like as if I was to have like a buy stop above those wicks. I'm anticipating price to keep pushing.
Yeah. And UCAD doesn't have those massive wicks.
There's a lot of upside factors that affect USD CAD. Oil,
Yeah, oil's the big one.
the DXY, you know, the US 30, all that affects US CAD.
Harrison,
Yeah, mate.
was your entry? You entered this buys, right?
Yeah, I got enough buyers, yeah.
Was your entry like above the previous candle high or above the wicks of the left?
No, it was above the wicks to the left at like 724.
My entry
Around
is
there.
135704.
I actually took 50% off this trade once price came back down to my entry. Was I, because obviously the whole point is I'm anticipating it to trigger it and to keep going, and I don't really like the pullback, so I'm just going to take a bit of risk off, and that's fine. I'm going to lose even less now if it's a losing trade, and if I win, I win. So
I taken 80% of my profit once price came to the wick to the left. See this bearish wick? I noticed every time once price touches that, has a reaction, comes back.
yeah, no, I only got in up by those wicks because that's how I would view it as. We're clean to continue moving up. But we'll see how this 30-minute closes. If it closes like it does, then I'll just leave the 50%. Continue to run because it's still quite a strong bullish. It would,
Would you consider re-entering, adding another position?
No, I'm not considering re-entering. Only because, like I say, I've had a good start to the week, and why would I go and nearly risk 2% now when I can just, do you know what I mean? I've had 3 consistent good moves.
If this reaches a little bit higher than the wick that it's created, I'm probably gonna sit here.
But I have enough in to make like a good amount on my account. Do you know what I mean? So it's fine.
And we're coming into open, which should give us volume.
Yeah, it might be open that needs to give it the push to do the move. But
to go up there to get all the way up.
Yeah, we've seen it where it it sets itself up ready to open to give it the push, especially if we're getting the news coming in at open potentially.
Yeah, I think Asian volume will push us up to that resistance.
I hope it's not a strong sell if the news pushes it down, like if we're coming up to.
But this move could have also been anticipating that news already.
Yeah, it could be pricing it in. I'm not sure.
It does that a lot as well.
I thought a lot of this was more, partly to do with the fact that in the UK the number of coronavirus cases is fallen quite a substantial amount. The economy's starting to, reopen, and that's due to a bit of probably market optimism. But I suppose this is to do with the yen, isn't it? So I'll probably be looking at if you're trading Asian, to maybe look at what the yen's fundamentals are, I suppose.
Yeah, calendar.
I mean, it's looking like we're gonna close pretty strongly, so that's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a strong close. I think we could do the move. Yeah. No, I've still got 50% in. I'm not gonna. I kind of pulled back. I kind of closed it at like 2 pips. So.
Could see the last 2 minutes of the hourly get us up to here.
Yeah, I thought this would be a good move because it was just so, and now it's going to do it. You want to take 50% off. Oh.
Yeah, I never took it off. I left it. That's why.
Yeah, it's going to do it now. Look.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that's 5 minutes. 5 minutes clean up to here, so this one could be a nice 10-15 pip push candle.
What was that? A 10-15 push, yeah?
Pish push, it's a pish push.
Yo, yeah, I've been holding like a mofo, so let's hope it gets up there.
Yeah, I bet Gerjat wish he held those buys from this morning now.
Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Push up a little bit more. Let me secure.
Have you filled back up, yeah?
Yeah, I thought this is what it might do once we get past those wicks. It does tend to pull back sometimes. It just depends on the amount of volume in the market.
Yep. Yeah, it either does a little last minute push or it kind of leaves a wick for the next candle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. It does that on the
Yeah.
4 hour a lot as well too. So the last couple minutes of the 4 hour close, sometimes it's a really nasty push. Sometimes it's a nasty pullback, just leaving a wick for the next one.
Yeah, I mean this is gonna have to push up in the next 30 seconds.
Which it can.
Asian Open could
Yeah.
be one of those hourly candles that just go up with no bottom wick as well. We've seen that when we close above the level we're looking at for open. Sometimes we just see a continued push. So
We want to see.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, there
There
we
we
go.
go. Come on,
A
baby.
little bit more and I can secure.
Yeah, like I don't want to be greedy, so
if it's your runner, just you gotta let it do its thing.
no, it's not my run. It's still my full position. I didn't secure yet.
Yeah, this is still my fault.
Maybe just take it right before the hourly closes.
The-
Take 50% or something, or this thing's gonna just keep going. Who knows?
I secured
Still
some.
pushing.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
Right.
you just need to make a little bottom wick
Mm-hmm.
and then let it continue up.
I basically made back my loss from that first trade and some. Just from
Beautiful.
that one secure, so I'm happy
Risk
with
management on point, Sahil.
it. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Made basically I'm up 1% right now, 1.2%, even with one loss.
Very nice. You still got a run around?
Yeah, I got a runner going right now too.
Alright, so
Yeah,
if we look at
this
this,
should flip. This should flip.
this 4 hour is gonna pull to
Yeah,
this.
there we go.
There we go.
There
yeah,
we go.
we
There
could
we go.
we could
Yeah,
see
and
price.
now I can secure.
We could
If it
see
reaches this
price
30,
tap into here. Maybe even up into here on the 2 hour.
would you be closing full position at the 136 level?
Would I, if I was in? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this thing's gonna go. I think right here, if you didn't secure yet, this or before this would be a good securing area. I mean, even where it's at now, that's still probably getting close to 5-1 R to R. So just take what you got, make it risk free would be my I mean, that's what I would have done before once that hourly opened, was make it risk free just in case it does some weird wick. Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that on the 2 hour time frame, I'm thinking of entering at 136, 104 and just ride it until 136.8.
The 136 108 would be your entry.
104 and then ride it until 136.8.
Oh, 800. Okay, I gotcha. That'd be a big swing. It'd be a nice one.
Yeah, like let it go until like pre-New York, the London-New York overlap.
From where to where, sir?
From 136.104 to 136.8 on the 2 hour.
2 hour, eh?
It's the same trade that I showed you earlier.
Yep. You like the 2 hour now? You've been using it a little bit?
Yeah, I liked your strategy. I used to use the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and then I started looking at the 2 hours. So I'm doing 2 hour, 4 hour now.
Yeah, 2 hours nice. Because then it fits your trading time too, so you don't have to sit and be at the chart for 6 hours and try to force a trade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was meant to put the 2 hour in from yesterday. Let me put that 2 hour in. Man. Let me start showing off and using this 2 hour too.
Like this. like the first day for like my regular schedule, working in the morning and trading in the evenings.
How's it going? Pretty good.
Yeah, it's good, man. Work was like amazing, and it's just like I'm constantly thinking at work about like this session. You know what I mean? Just doing it just day by day. You know?
Gotcha.
Like you're cheating on work, huh?
Yeah, I'm back at work now. But like
you're cheating on work.
Yeah, basically.
Like different hustle.
Yeah.
Side hustle, man. But like, for real, give myself maybe like 6 more months, 7 more months. I might just go full time trading by then.
Do it.
Oh,
do it.
It's amazing.
I just want to finish my apprenticeship, get my license. So, because I worked so hard to get that, I got like 6 more months till I could write. So.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm a commercial high-rise electrician.
Oh, nice.
Okay, dope. Yeah, do that, man. Just get it underneath your belt just in case, man.
Yeah. Well, I want to use it for like the future, right? When I'm making a lot of money, I could start a business and never have to touch a tool. Get other people to do my work for me.
Excelente. That's the dream.
Income. It's an income stream, huh?
I said that's the mindset.
Mm-hmm. I'll be sitting in front of a charts while they're calling me, asking me, how do I do this? I'm giving them the blueprints.
Yo, I'm not an electrician. I'm a trader. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know trade, man. I'm a trader.
I don't do electrician. I don't do it.
Boy, you just beat people up, man.
Oh man, I wish I still could, bro. That's the truth. Got taken from me early, man. Yo, you see like our champion that we got here, and AJ.
No.
Anthony Joshua.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody in his corner is in my corner. Was in my corner.
Man, that's crazy. I remember you saying that before, man. That's
his whole team was my team, man. Like I knew I would have been, I would have definitely been a world champion, man. But, you know,
yeah, you could be the world champ of trading, bro.
That's what I need to be. Trust me, I just need. Paul knows I need a bit more discipline, man.
You end up on like Netflix and some show. Watch.
Get in there.
That's what I need to be. I'll talk to you about it after, Paul, as well. But I need to get these stop losses in quicker, man. These when you deal with bigger money, these things flip quick, man. They move quick.
You gotta get the magic keys.
Yeah, I do. Cause even stopping out, like you might see like £100. By the time you actually get to close it out, it's like 77 or something.
Yep, magic keys would fix that. Plus, they're cool, so you get to look cool while you trade.
Oh, imagine that. You know, I don't need to look no cooler than what I am already, though, right?
No, absolutely not.
Yo, if you open up a dictionary and look for cool, you know what the picture looks like.
That's funny.
Yeah, I actually just closed my other 50, my like 20% running down at break even. So I earned a little bit, but it's alright. I just didn't want to take a loss. So
watch this thing be the fake out I was talking about and close back under.
yeah, I didn't like that pullback. I was expecting it to create that little, small bottom wick and then continue moving up, but
yeah,
it's just like a rejection to me, especially with this how much it's pulling back.
You secured though, right, brother? You did.
Yeah, I secured like
80 first of all, right?
So I had like a whole percent running, and then I closed say 50%. So I got 0.5% running, and then I closed like half of that at 10 pips because I just thought I thought it was gonna run to TP, so I was gonna let the rest run. And then once I started coming back, I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna faff around trying to be wanting to be right or wanting to make money. I just don't want to take a loss, so I'm just gonna I closed it when it came back to entry.
Yeah, just
Because it's not always going to give you that, that TP or that target area you want if you was holding. It's not always going to do that. So for me, I think, I'm going to try and limit my losses. That's what I'm trying
Where
to
do you see this
focus
thing
on.
going now, man? Where do you lot see this thing going?
I don't know. If it start closing, if it say breaks the low of this 30-minute, then I think that's the reversal. So it'll be a fake out to then head down to say the 300 area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back down to what? Past the range?
Yeah, it depends. This hourly could be the don't know. Hourly sort of hasn't made a resistance and it hasn't really come up to the resistance to the left. So yeah, I'm not sure. It could be like we get an hourly pullback and then the next one continues up and retests the high, but like we could fall down to say the 300 area and then say pre-London come up and retest this area back up to 136.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like I've seen that happen as well. Like the thing is going to come to an area and then during the next session, or maybe New York, then comes down to retest that area. See, I don't trade fake outs, but if I was going to, then yeah, I'd maybe look in if we get a retest, if we close back below that area there.
And this is making its way all the way within like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean EJ just broke the previous back into that range. That's what I was saying, like once we maybe start getting above the 850 area on EJ, that it would potentially be going up, because from there is clean on EJ and it looks like we've kind of come up to where those wicks have tapped into and just pulled straight from it. Just want to see what's happening on GJ now.
Alright, Nicholas. We'll pull that up and we'll see if we can figure that out. Well, you entered on one that didn't have a wick, and if you've been here, I don't take entries off of ones that don't have wicks to the top or bottom if I'm entering towards the bottom. And you kind of bought the high. You should have waited for price to come back and have some sort of reaction at this level. So you just kind of you bought the top pretty much. I see the idea. You were anticipating the clean traffic to continue furthering it up, but you're going to have a better probability sort of trade down from this area at like a higher low. Would be better to then take it back to the high versus taking it up at the top here. Yeah, so this broke out of resistance, so you should have taken the buy right here as it was from support when it broke out of resistance. This could have been risk-free and you never would have taken a loss and you probably would have secured some profit. That's what I would have looked for. Any significance of only trading one pair? For me there is, but
Any significance?
for me there is, but you just notice the little things that the pairs do to kind of give you clues and ideas on where price could go.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I closed that position at break even, because it's now I'd be in a drawdown and potentially could get stopped out on this trade and take a loser where, yeah.
It'd be like the news kicking in now for the JPY getting stronger.
Mm-hmm. Could be a retest, but looks like it could be a fake out too. And then we'll pull towards that bearish wick like I was talking about earlier.
Cool.
Yo.
What do you think about the alternative of like the minute you hit like 3 pips or something, just moving your stop straight into a touch of profit?
That'd be way too soon. Giving yourself 2 pips of room, that's that'd be like entering a trade and going break even right away every second. It is you wouldn't have
That's
enough.
what I kind of mean.
Yeah, that would be you wouldn't be giving it enough room to breathe.
More detrimental to yourself.
What's up?
It'll be more detrimental.
Yeah, you would be lowering your win rate by a lot because you'd be breaking even on probably 70% of your trades. Because the trades, it needs to be able to move, and the times that your trade just entry and it pushes up 5 or 10 pips and stays there right away probably doesn't happen that often. Yep.
I like to move to break even really quickly, but that's because I make a lot of mistakes whenever I have like a trade that's in profits and then goes into drawdown. Then I do dumb stuff a lot.
Yeah. I typically go break even once I secure something. Or if I hit 1-to-1 and I'm targeting 3-to-1, I'll go break even at 1-to-1.
Yeah, at 1-to-1.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in my rules as well.
What is?
Set stop loss to break even once 1-to-1. Once you hit 1-to-1 and you're targeting 2-to-1 or 3-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm heading out over here. You guys have a nice night.
Yeah.
Bye, bro. Take care, bro.
Thank you too.
See you later, brother.
See you, Harrison.
Yeah, see you, mate. Oh, drop me a DM on Instagram if you want.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, drop me a DM, bro. Yeah, cool.
Hey, H is getting his followers up.
Yeah, I had bare people follow me from when you lot shouted me out.
I thought you were talking to me for a second, Leroy.
Huh?
I thought you were talking to me.
Oh, sorry, bro.
No, because my friends call me H as well.
Yo, I need to rap with you as well. On the gram, man. Just send me a shout. It's only about my Mac, to be fair. Tell them about this thing's full or something, man. It's doing my nothing. Start disk is full or something. Yeah, no, that's young H, man.
Yeah, man.
Baby H.
Baby H.
Baby H. Grabbing big pips.
Yeah. No, to be fair, a lot of my runners get stubbed out, but I don't mind.
Every time I like increase my lot size a little bit, I start losing, and when I go drop my lot sizes down, I start winning.
Yeah, you just gotta try to keep it the same. Otherwise, your wins will be less than your losers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it consistent. Even I just want to get my win rate back up before I move up lot sizes again.
Yeah, I think you should just think about it like, what do you want to lose? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you say you want to risk 50 whatever a day, $50 a day or whatever, then then just keep it consistent with that. Because then your gains could be 50 and up, couldn't they?
True, yeah. Yeah, because you could see a good setup and you probably only lost.
Yeah, because if you then go from, so you took two losses in a row, so you're down 100, and then you say, okay, well now I'm only going to lose, say I'm reduce it down to 40 a day, and you win one, you would have been, an extra 10 there. Now you've got to find that extra 10 somewhere else. Does that make sense? And then obviously the more you lower it, the harder it is to, you have to have a higher win rate to be able to make that back.
100%. And I think I need to get like really consistent.
Yeah, definitely.
before I decide to put it up at all.
Yeah, 100%. I just try and keep like a consistent lot size for the week. That's what I try. Like if something's if I've had a good week, then I'm gonna gradually, slowly increase it. Because then it helps with the psychology, and two, you know, you're doing that lot size for the week, so all your trades that week, it'll be consistent lot size. So if you have a certain win rate on a weekly basis, you're keeping that consistent with the consistent lot size. Do you know what I mean? It's all together.
100%, bro.
Because a lot of the times, what happens when you flip flop with lot sizes, man, you lose.
Well, I've just seen it firsthand. I had a larger lot size lose and then a smaller lot size win. And if I kept my larger lot size, I would have actually broken even. You know what I mean?
Broken even, yeah. That's the problem with it, right there.
Yeah, see, I would have nearly got. Probably would have spread. I probably would have stopped out this trade had I not gone break even thinking about it.
So fresh, Stormy, this 5 minute. If this 5 minute breaks below here, or any 5 minutes break below here, then we're not coming up. So just be careful with that. 5 minutes also very. It's not super great confirmation, especially in Asian session. We don't have. Sometimes we have enough volume to work on the 5 minute, but I don't think tonight is that session, because if we look at the 15 minute, this bearish candle broke below this one and closed all the way down here. So with 15 minute breaking lows of previous 15 minutes, I don't know how much I would trust the 5 minute support, and I think what we're going to see is this 15 minute break these lows. If we don't and we go bullish, maybe taking it back up makes sense. But I would just be careful with this, because otherwise why didn't this support hold here, kind of thing.
Yeah, ran straight through that one, bro.
Yep, and that's a strong 15 minute candle. But hourly still intact. 30 minute is also still intact for now. But just seeing this happen over and over, I believe we are going to be coming down to the support here. I mean, we just caught a nice 20 some pip move up, and now we wait for maybe another opportunity. But yeah, it does look like a fake out. Yeah, shoot me a message on Instagram, Frank. I'll see what I can do for you.
Hey, where's our friend Josh today, man?
He is at a penthouse partying.
Oh wow.
So he's watching, but it's noisy in his environment. Yep, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate it. So looking at the 5 minute now, you see how this was not support. This was resistance. And now you're going to see price fall down to here and fill towards this wick.
Yeah, that would have been that would hit my stop loss there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably. I'm not gonna take any more trades. I'm gonna just, I'm not gonna take anything else. I'm just gonna watch, see what happens. Probably give another half an hour and then call it a night.
Finish this gin and call it a night.
Yeah.
So you see how we came up to that wick that we were talking about in the daily? And if we're going to break up, we're going to break above this wick. Why did we come near it and reject this hard? When we're right here, we should be breaking up if we're going up. We shouldn't be ripping back like we are.
We just broke the low of the 30 now.
Yep. So, the reason is because we're coming down. Because now we're seeing lower lows on the 30 minute. And I have a feeling in the next 30 minutes to an hour, maybe sooner, but we'll be realistic. We're going to see the hourly make some new lows as well. We're going to see something like this form. It's literally like identical. No top wick. We tap into here, here, wick up, drive down.
Oh shoot, that thing's still going down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you bought the top, that was a bad move.
What do you reckon, Paul? This is about to break it.
I think we're coming down, for sure. Could be wrong, but we've seen this happen too many times for it to not make sense.
Might sound like a basic question, Paul. Difference between buying the top and when the price breaks the high and buying.
What's up? I missed that.
Sorry, it might sound like a basic question, I said. Buying at the top would have been disastrous because it just rejected. When it kind of breaks the high of the previous candle, is that kind of a similar thing, or what will be the difference
between this one and the previous, and like the bearish one we broke at the bottom?
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would say would be the difference is this didn't have any wick at the top. So whenever that happens, candles sometimes act a little weird. Plus, we're coming into this wick fill here on the daily, and if we're breaking above here and we're truly going up, we should have continued up. So, it just, whenever the candles close with no wick, there's not really like a trustworthy high to enter for the break. So the break we're entering is right where price closed, versus if this had a wick and then we got in it once it broke that, there's a much better chance of that playing out. Oh, Nick, the lot sizes have nothing to do with the FTMO server. That has to do with this little guy right here. I just press input risk, I press 1%, and if my stop loss is 5 pips, it throws 2 10 lots. If my stop loss is 10 pips, I get 2 5 lots. So it does that automatically. I don't ever set my stop loss or my lot size. I haven't set my lot size in a very long time. Magic Keys does all of it. So that's why you see different lot sizes. But the FTMO server that they give you is technically a demo server, because they're not just going to say, hey, here's a $50,000 account that you have complete access to withdraw. Not a really smart business approach, you think? So they give you a server that's linked to the probably master account that has all the money in it. And it basically, whatever trades you place on that server that they give you, copies it into the real account, you could say. And that's how they do that. Because if someone just give you, here's the login for a 50K account, you probably just withdraw it and run away with your money. So probably not the smartest business approach. So you gotta look at it logically with some kind of intelligent approach. So that's really not that confusing. Magic Keys, if you just go to the link in the bio in the video, that'll sum everything up for you.
Have you got your magic key set to a percentage, or is it like a monetary amount?
Yep. So I have a setting set at 1%, but if I press double trade, it throws it'll be 2 positions at 1%. So then it would be 2%. But it's always set to 1%, never ever more.
When I get them, no, Paul, you can coach me through them, right?
What's up?
Huh?
What'd you say?
When I get them, you can coach me how to set them up, right?
Yeah, it's super. So there's a 5-minute video.
Okay.
Beyond simple, but if there's an issue, I can try to help. We don't. They send you the money, so you don't do any withdrawing. You send, basically, you fill out an invoice and you send them like a PDF of that, so they have it on file. You don't actually send them any invoice. You just fill out an invoice and then you kind of just send them like a copy of it, so they have a record or whatever they do with it. And then they bank transfer, wire transfer you the money, and it takes a few days, and that's about it.
Oh, you already had your first withdrawal, right?
Yep.
How much was it? Then I'm asking.
I think it was like 6 or 7 something, and then I got my the refund as well. So that was another like 170 whatever it was for the 10K account.
6 or 7 means 1,000, right? Or
Huh?
6 or 7,000?
No, it was just like 600 or 700, I think, and then the $175 or $165 sign-up fee. So everything they said they were going to do, they did. So
I'm just thinking for the big withdrawals, like does the bank ask a lot of questions for them? Like immediately, all of a sudden, from somewhere you get like 20K, for example, for the big accounts.
I will let you know soon.
Doesn't matter, man. It's all legal, so.
Yeah, I mean, I highly doubt the bank's gonna say that they don't want that money in there.
Yeah, true.
But I will be doing that shortly, and I will let you know.
What, a bigger withdrawal?
Oh yeah, much bigger.
Anyone looking to take any further trades?
What's up?
Get us some drinks too.
What time is it? 7:30. Hang out for a few more minutes. Done trading. We'll find out soon enough.
Well, would you wait for it to get underneath this support before jumping in?
This blue line is invalid now, so.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about support that I got on mine.
Where's your support?
That support's formed at like 481. 481, 486 around there.
This 2-hour close is bearish the way it is right now. Then. Right.
496.
Is that like an old support from somewhere?
I'd say wait for some sort of pullback and then get into the new low.
What, still going up, you mean?
No, to come down.
Oh, so I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you still go by your 2-hour bias, right?
Mm-hmm. For the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, if this closes bearish, this next 2-hour candle in the next 28 minutes, then it would signify more sells. I come down to fill that previous 2-hour wick.
I think it could come down to 135, 100.
Yeah, that's the previous 2-hour wick.
Okay.
135, 110, 110, sorry, 135, 110.
TP, I think if we look on the hourly, wait for a bearish hourly to close first. So wait 27 minutes, you'll have the 4-hour close. And then I think you're going to have a better idea on where price is going.
Looks like it's going the opposite way.
What's up?
How many people made money in the chat? In the YouTube chat? Who took trades?
YouTube or
Great question.
YouTube.
Who took trades about, man? Let me see a W.
Yeah, put a W. A 30-second delay.
30 seconds or like 10.
There you go.
We get a lot.
Look at that. Bear wins.
You guys insane.
Bear wins.
You guys and your bear. You and Gerza.
Yeah. All I see is W's looking like a website.
Have a look. Hold up.
Looks like it might be coming down.
Lots of wins tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you'll get much better, more confident sells once this hourly closes. But
Yeah, I'll be done for this session now. Especially now because I'm like working, so it's like I'm like on a set schedule. It's like, you know, go to bed. I'm not gonna over trade now. I'm not gonna stay up late. It's perfect.
Just come to the chart, take your trade, and go to bed.
That's it. Get in, get out.
Exactly.
When you're running your MT4 for your personal account, do you have it like open for FTMO on the side as well, like on multiple different?
In New York, I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to have both of them open.
Oh, so you only trade FTMO during New York?
No, I trade both of them in New York. I only do FTMO during Asian.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. This thing could fall down to 135.
Yeah, man.
That would have been the resistance from New York session, so then we'll kind of come back and do a little retest, you could say.
Yeah, look at the 2 hour, man.
Yeah, I got in at the break of that.
I have 2 cells going right now. My first entry was at
Back to
the
that resistance perfectly.
I've called the buys, I've called the sells.
Nice.
Hey, Paul, looks like one of your butterfly W patterns right there, man. On the 2 hour.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just need some more color and then we'll be good to hit TP. Yeah, I think this is going to fall down to 135. That's where London will kind of set up. Because if you look at these hourly candles coming up, this one's already bigger than the last biggest one we had was this one, and this one's still got 22 minutes left in the hourly, and it's going to be bigger than every one of these candles individually. So definitely looks like there's more strength to the downside. From Scotland, nice. Yeah, this could be a nice sell hold, but I think waiting for the hourly to close bearish is going to be really good. Yep, yeah, 30-minute close did look good if you got in at the close. That made sense.
Yeah, that'd be a monster if that falls down and people go on the entry like that.
Yeah, that'd be a beast. So I think we've talked about this before, but this 30-minute broke this low, and I know in the simulations over the weekends we've been talking about those. I don't know if you remember. And this made a low to this one, and then we still went up. But why did this one make that low?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're pulling back to it.
Makes sense.
Yep.
It's leaving a little breadcrumb trail for the future.
Yep. Instead, just stay patient and you'll get a nice trade.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Bearshot's back. Everyone be quiet. Almost hit 700 people today. That was cool.
Yeah, right now.
6 something. 606, 603.
Yeah, you're getting steady over 300 likes now. 400 likes.
Yeah, steady like 600 views too. We finally broke the 400.
I remember a while back when you first got like the 600, it was like 672 this one time. I remember that.
Yeah, I think our best was 710.
Yeah, it was like 713, 714.
Mm-hmm. We'll get there. Yep, tic tac time. Probably done tic tacs for the night. Gonna drink some more water and maybe eat something. We'll see. Getting back to hitting VE. Yep.
Yeah,
Cells were playing out. It did the fake out, just did it much differently than I was anticipating. I thought we were going to stay under here, but I guess we closed above, we closed back below, we retested, we came under. So I guess the wicks that were important were this daily wick, not so much these wicks. You should do whatever you want if you're in this trade. You should only be in it because you knew exactly why you wanted to take it. So that being said, you should know where your stop loss is, where you want to exit, and you should know where you want to secure your profits, and make it risk-free. Take all your profits out, let profits run. You need to know that before you take the trade.
Disclaimer, this is not a signal service.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is not a signal service.
But follow Saho for all the best signals, guys. Okay.
Did anyone on Zoom get in on this?
On the sell?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get in. I'm done.
Yeah. I have 2 trades running. I got one position on the first break of 15-minute low, and then when the 30-minute candle closed, I added a second position.
Nice. So you got 135, 618.
Like around, the first one is plus 20 pips, and the other one is plus 5.
So how was the position entered?
Secure some, break even, go break even. Do what you gotta do, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I took a loss earlier because I took a sell earlier in the session, and then it ripped up as you all know. This is second attempt.
I think your hourly close is going to be your best bet. We need 49 more likes for that that goal. I wonder if we can hit that.
That like button, people.
So Asian Open did nothing to dump it. They did dump. It's kind of sad.
It's not sad when you already made money, man.
Yeah, but I only closed 50%. Sure, close goal, man. I wish I could have predicted the future.
80% is the rule, man. For me.
I know. Should have closed 80, but I just clean up said. It's okay.
Yep. Cole, for you, I would say just focus on learning the skill and building the discipline. And then eventually over time you'll save up enough money, you'll come into money, whatever happens, but then you'll have the skill to actually put that money to work. So don't focus on, just trade 0.01, the smallest you can trade, and just get the basics down. Yeah, and fortunately is more accurate, Chuck, yes. But unfortunately for those that are here for signals, and if you're here for signals, you picked the wrong session for signals, because Asian session you get one pump, maybe two. There's much better sessions for signals. Not that you should do that, but if you're gonna do it, at least do it smart.
110-pound dumbbells, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll get back there. I'm gonna get better too.
Yeah, I do like 70s, and that's the killer for me, but comfortable.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm gonna call it a night.
All right, bro.
Take care, everyone. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Yep. See you tomorrow night.
Cheers, Paul. Appreciate it, mate.
Yep.
Cheers, Paul. Cheers, everyone. I'm also gonna shoot.
Yep.
See you, mate.
Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, this hourly takes out the previous hourly low, closes like that, you could just rock it.
Huh?
This hourly candle closes below the previous bullish hourly, you could definitely probably see it rocket maybe going down.
Mm-hmm.
Tank. I should be using the word tank, not rocket, sorry.
Rockets go up usually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sometimes. Hi, Jimmy.
Had to correct myself there, guys.
Yeah, this is possible. Just make sure you have some sort of bullish candle or new high, higher high, higher low in terms of candles to continue back up. But I would just be, I think if you get a close back above here, then you can probably target back up to here. But this looks like we're coming back down. The cat is good. He is not allowed in here when working.
I was confused there for a second. I said, hold up. I thought we was going the other way.
Yo, Paul, or anyone else who has an opinion. Do you guys scale? Do you guys scale out at 10 pips or 1R? Or does it depend?
Whatever 1R is.
There we go.
If I got a 10 pip stop, then 10 pips. I usually do 1-to-1 or just like a little bit above 1-to-1.
Oh, wait. Go back in.
But I'll never take a trade more than like the highest amount of like that biggest stop loss I would personally want would be like a 13 pip stop would be like the highest. I like going for anything higher than that.
Yeah, I'd maybe take a 15, but that's got to be like at least 45 pips of clean traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I can still get 2-to-1 at 30 and still have some room left in the range for the target.
Exactly.
When you say 2-to-1, is that like your first scaling, or that's like your ultimate CP?
Ideally, that's where I like to secure my 80% at 2-to-1. Sometimes I do take it at 10, depending on. Oh wow, I thought that was the candle on the screen.
You guys see the rocket ship candle there? Jeez, it don't.
Bro, that's what's gonna happen though. Just maybe not that pretty. But now I forgot what we were talking about. But
sorry.
Typically, sometimes I'll take 50% at 1-to-1. Sometimes I take 80 But I always go break even at 1-to-1, and then if it looks super good in terms of where it can go, and 2-to-1 is really like a realistic, then I'll take it 2-to-1 and then secure. So if I got like a 7 pip stop and there's 30 pips of clean traffic, I'll take it 14 pips for 2-to-1, and then just leave the runner to go or not go. Yeah, no, I thought that candle was the candle that moved. I was just like, holy shit, that was fast.
That was a nice one from me. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, because you just came out of nowhere, and we just see it looked like a real candle. So I was just like, wait a minute, this looks weird. Nick almost pissed himself seeing that.
I'm gonna head out for tonight, guys. I don't think.
Yep, I think I'm gonna head off as well, and we'll be back tomorrow. And hopefully catch some more winning trades.
Oh yeah, boys.
Peace.
Everybody gone?
Yep, I'm out. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow.